is Oversoul.
And welcome to another little update video recorded directly from the phone. Now this one, unfortunately, I come bearing some disappointing news. So, here's the thing. And some of you are not going to be happy about this, but I feel like everyone is going to understand. And some of you already know, and I know even for those of you that didn't know, a lot of people probably saw this coming, but unfortunately, it's looking like around this time next year, Oversoul Gaming is going to come to a close. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, you're giving up? Come on, man. You've been doing so good lately. No. I'm not giving up. I'm not throwing in the towel. It's quite the opposite, in fact. I'm retiring from it. I feel content, like it was a fun little thing that I did for a while, but now I'm ready to close the book on it and, just move on with my life. To put it quite frankly, it's not that I don't enjoy doing Let's Plays anymore, because I do, to an extent. It's just that, realistically, they eat up so much of my free time, and I have a job outside of work now, a job outside of work. I have a job outside of this. I mean, this is work too, but, so basically I have two jobs, but one of them I don't really get paid for. But no, this has actually dwindled into a hobby, to be honest. But the point I'm trying to make is that, so ever since I got my other job outside of this at the fast food place, I've been really tired because I work in a very fast-paced environment. And on top of that, I work with, I work with a lot of great people, but some of the people I work with are kind of lazy, and those of us who aren't so much have to pick up the slack for them. I'll put it to you this way. I've only been working at my job since June, and I already have a raise, because I'm just that good at it. And they want to make me a manager somewhere down the line. Like they've already been kind of like slowly conditioning me, having me do certain things like the head manager actually had me like running one of the food lines where we like make the food and send it out, and like telling people when to go on break and like reprimanding people when they were doing something wrong. And I'm not even a manager, but they were having me do manager stuff. And these things are tests. There's a reason for that. There's a method to the madness. So it's obvious that they want to promote me, and that's kind of my goal too. I'd like to be able to, do that down the line, because I want to be financially stable, and I like the job. I do. And I've made friends, and it's great. But it eats up so much of my free time. I get called in on my days off a lot. I get called in early a lot. It's like, But I'm more than happy to come help, because they need it, and overtime for me is time and a half, so I make some okay checks. I'll put it to you this way. My last two paychecks, both had 12 hours of overtime on them. So that's how I've been working lately. So as you can imagine, it's hard to find the time for it, really. And a lot of people have suggested things like, cutting down the amount of content and stuff. And I actually have some ideas, and I'll run it by you here in a minute. But when it comes to the Let's Plays, I don't think I can do those anymore. Out of everything I do, the Let's Plays are by far the hardest and the most work when it comes to editing. I can throw together a music video like that, no problem. Those, as good as the editing on those have been lately, that they actually don't take me super long, right? Like, I've become so good at editing those, the reactions and highlights too, But when it comes to the Let's Plays, it just gets so stagnant because most of the time I'm like recording and editing and uploading something in the same small day span. So like when it gets to the editing part, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this because I have to like synchronize the camera and the microphone and everything else. And then like I just sat through this recording it. I don't want to sit through it again right away, like essentially having to rewatch it when, you know, time is precious now. Now, if it was something I had recorded like weeks ago, you know, and I was rewatching it, it would be fresh, or it wouldn't be fresh in my memory anymore. So it would be like new again. Like I would watch it and be like, oh, I forgot I said that, you know, and that's happened before, you know, make myself laugh. But lately that hasn't been the case. Because lately everything's just been kind of muddled together and quickly thrown together. You may have noticed, in fact, that the editing has been kind of lacking lately. The commentary, maybe a little bit too. I mean, I'm still putting out decent commentary, but if you pay attention to the vibe I'm giving off, you can definitely tell in my latest Let's Plays that I'm tired and kind of don't give a shit anymore. That's not to say, that, of course, that I'm not proud of my accomplishments and I'm not happy with where this channel has gone and stuff, and I'm not, you know, glad for the people that were watching and stuff. But Mufasa, stop meowing. But the point is that I just want to do what's best for me, you know? And I do feel guilty. I do. This isn't something that this is something that I both do and don't want to do at the same time. You know what I mean? Because on the one hand, I love Let's Plays, and if I wasn't working outside of this, I probably would continue doing them, let's be frank. But the thing is, at the same time, I also don't want to keep doing it, because it's just so exhausting, you know, and I honestly can't say that my heart is 100% in it anymore, you know. That's what I said by the commentary starting to look down. Now, I know why you're meowing at me, because you want to go out on the porch, but guess what? We're not doing that right now, okay? So anyways, so that's that. I hope you guys understand, you know, it's just, like, realistically, I have to prioritize now, and, you know, I'm tired of neglecting one thing or the other. Honestly, I'm tired of spending my days off sleeping. Like, all I do on my days off is sleep because I'm so tired from this and that and the other thing, you know. But I love video games and I love recording. It's just that the extra steps involved in Let's Plays just make it hard now. And that's the other thing too. Let's Plays are truly, truly a dying art form. I mean, let's be realistic. If you pay attention to who some of the most popular names in gaming are now, you know, as far as like people watch play games, it's the live streamers. It's the Twitch streamers. That's not for me. I don't want to do that. I don't like live streaming because it's way too distracting when you're doing it. It's really hard to focus on the game and the chat at the same time. And besides that, there's no editing. And to me, like, the editing is a huge part of this because that's where the art is. That's where a lot of the work goes, you know, into the finite little, you know, trimmings and camera zooms and stuff like that, and like the insertions of graphics and such. Like, that's where all the fun is. But, you know, and seasons change, friends, you know, and some of you should definitely know this. There are a lot of people that I used to network with on YouTube, and many of them just kind of up and vanished out of nowhere. Or they kind of moved on and started doing their own thing, but they haven't uploaded anything in a long time. Or they exclusively went to live streaming, or, you know, yada yada, and so on and so forth. And, you know, it's just not the same as it used to be. And I know that in and of itself is not a reason to stop. But it definitely adds to the pile of things I was thinking about when I was considering whether or not I wanted to do this. Because it is sad, you know? There is, you know, it kind of reminds me of, like, how, you know, like 5 years ago or so, I had this huge friend group that I used to hang out with all the time, and now I hang out with like maybe 3 people. You know what I mean? It's like that. You know, that changed, this changed. Things are changing. YouTube is changing for the worse most of the time. That's another thing I don't like. I don't like all these changes YouTube keeps going through. It sucks. It really does. I'm not happy with it. And it's hard to keep up with. They want so much out of you with these algorithms and stuff, you know? People don't care about the art anymore. Once upon a time, YouTube used to be about the art, about the editing, you know, about the content. Now it's about the clicky shit, you know, the clicks, all the clicks, you know, we gotta get the clicks. It's annoying. And I understand it, but at the same time, it's stupid. Like, I feel like if you make it by, if I'm being 100% completely honest, you know what? And I can say this now with no remorse because I'm giving up on this shit. If you make it by being a clickbaiter, or just by exclusively only playing the shiniest, most popular shit because that's what people want to see, then you're a sellout. You know, then you're a sellout. That's just all there is to it. But the thing is, people don't want regular Let's Plays anymore, for the most part. You know, unless your name is like Markiplier or Jacksepticeye and you've already built that audience. And even now, even they're starting to veer away from that stuff. Like, yeah, they'll still upload Let's Plays once every 3 goddamn weeks. But everything else in between that, it's like vlogs and like original content that they've been working hard on creating. And Mark has said himself that he's trying to veer away from the Let's Plays into more like directorial stuff, you know, like making like almost like mini movies and shit on YouTube. And I think that's great, honestly. But it's another sad thing to add to the pile of, like, not only have all of my networking YouTubers just kind of flown the coop or, like, you know, disengaged, but at the same time, the YouTubers that I used as inspiration have completely changed up their style and the way that they do things now. Nothing's the same, you know? YouTube changed, they changed, everything changed. It's all about live streams now. It's all about clicky stuff. It's all about the unique content. No one cares about Let's Plays. But of course, even if like that alone was not enough reason to stop, what really decided this was the fact that I have no free time anymore. I was thinking about it the other day. I was sitting there thinking about my top 10 list this year, and I'm sitting there playing the Outer Wilds, and I'm like fitting that game in at like 15-20 minutes a pop, okay? You know, thankfully you can save anywhere, but seriously. And I'm like, man, if only I had the time to actually sit here and play this for like a full 2 hours, or even the energy, because even if I have that time, I get drained so quickly that I can't actually leisurely game for more than a couple hours. I have to flip over to just watching TV, doing something that requires no thought or motion, because that's how tired I am. And that's sad. I want to be able to sit down and leisurely enjoy games again, not make more work out of them. So, sadly, with all of these things in mind, it definitely seems like I'm gonna have to put an end to this channel. But, here's the thing. It's not ending today. It's not ending tomorrow. It's not ending next week or even next month. Next year is ideally how I want to do this. Around this time next year, during the 5-year anniversary of Oversoul Gaming. Now, some of you might be thinking, your channel's older than that, and you're right, it is. But that was back when, I think my channel went by a different name at that point, and I was just uploading like random crap, like me and my friend Kenny getting drunk and dancing to Just Dance 3 and stuff like that. And there's like random gameplay videos, like when the PS4 came out, I was like, ooh, share button, upload clip, upload clip, upload clip, upload clip, you know, and I was part of the PlayStation MVP program back then. We started getting free games. I streamed some of them on Twitch at first, but then when I realized that I could take, you know, one thing led to another. I started watching Markiplier, learned how he did things, and I realized I could do that too if I took my live streams directly from the PS4, downloaded them, and then edited them into Let's Plays, which, by the way, it made the quality fucking horrible, but I found a way, that's what matters. So I made it work, and and basically I was able to, eventually things changed. Like, it started with that, and then, eventually I got, like, editing software and started using that, and then I got, like, actual equipment, a recording device, and I started using my phone as a camera, and the quality was still shit, but it was slowly getting a little bit better and better as I was learning how to edit and learning how to merge things. And now look at me. Now look at me. I have an HD webcam, a green screen, nice microphone, and all these things I didn't buy. People bought them for me, which is another reason I really had to think about this, because I was like, wow, people spent money on me to help me with this. And that's a hell of an investment for something that was never actually going to succeed. But it's amazing that they did that, but I feel guilty. So for those of you who did, if you're watching this, if you're one of those people that bought me equipment to help with this channel, when the channel does come to an end, because I'm still going to be using it for now, but when it does come to an end, since I don't know if I'll be able to find a use for this stuff anymore, I would be more than willing to either give it back to you or reimburse you for it. Your choice, if you so wish. Just throwing that out there. Anyways, though, but my point was, so I consider the true beginning of Oversoul Gaming to be when I did my Let's Play of Soma. That's where, even though I did a few things here and there beforehand, a lot of that stuff I went back and deleted because it was a bunch of unfinished Let's Plays. Like, remember Color Guardians, The Adventures of Pip, stuff like that. That stuff, some of you may remember, but it's gone now. Snip, snip, bye. So I completely and totally deleted it. There was another one too, this little, like, if you go back and watch my original, like, my early reactions and highlights, I want to say, like, 1 through maybe 4. Yeah, watch reactions and highlights 1 through 4, or, well, I can't recommend that because that would truly be torture. They are awful. But if you were to be able to suffer through them, you would see clips from a lot of games that no longer exist on this channel, because a lot of stuff before Soma, I just erased. You know what I'm saying? Like, it went poofy, poofy, bye-bye, no longer exist. And some of the stuff in my really early reactions and highlights, like the first 2, a lot of that stuff is actually like a culmination of things that happened on Twitch streams and YouTube and stuff. Like, yeah, I had forgotten all about that for the most part. But yeah, so basically Soma is when this channel truly began, as far as you ask me, as far as I'm concerned. And so next year would be 5 years. And so around that time, I want to go out with a bang. I want to do like a huge, extravagant finale, like a season finale, Oversoul Gaming, the final chapter, something like that. I want to do like a retrospective video where, like people associated with the channel throughout time, like we go back and like reminisce about some of our favorite moments and stuff like that, and insert the clips from the games and things, be like a little biography. I'll go back and look at my old videos, compare them to my new videos, and scientifically prove to you how shit the old ones are. Stuff like that. We'll do the best of reactions and highlights, so there'll be a reactions and highlights highlight reel. I'll take the best clips from all of them, and put them together into one extravagant finale video. And some of this stuff is going to be long. Yes, it is. But guess what? The channel will be ending at that point, so you'll have all the time in the world to watch it. And I hope that you will, because it's just, it's the way I want to end things. Now, keep in mind that this is not 100% set in stone. But at this point, it is highly more likely than not, I mean, my mind changes, sometimes, and it's possible that down the line, I could be like, oh, you know what, never mind, I think I will keep doing this. It's possible, but it's not probable, to be honest with you. Right now, I'm like 98% sure that I'm going to end this around this time next year. And even then, that's what I'm hoping for, because, you know, if this promotion thing goes through, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to eat up, I'm going to have so many hours. So it's just like, you know, and managers don't get breaks either at work. They don't. So everyone else, we get a half-hour break. They don't. So that'll be me if I move up. But this is what I want, you know? It's what I want for myself, you know? And it's good that I'm doing good. You know, before I got this job outside of this, I hadn't worked in like over a decade, and I had really bad self-esteem, really bad confidence issues, and this job has done wonders for fixing that for me. It's crazy. It's amazing. I don't know how, but it did. It really helps that they're really good at verbal, like, confirmation there. It's a thing that they do, like, a lot of jobs, you know, they just expect you to be that, like, cog in the machine, you know. But at where I work, they treat you like family, you know. It's like a family around there, a very dysfunctional Family Guy style family, but still it's a family. And, you know, a lot of people there are friends, a lot of people there care about each other, and they are always so good at positive reinforcement. Like, basically, they were so impressed with how well I did right out the gate that they were all over me about that. They were like, dang, you know, they would tell me stuff like, man, you clean this lobby better than such and such used to, you know, stuff like that. Or, you know, like, I had my general manager, or the head manager, tell me one time, I wish I could clone you and make like 6 of you. It would make our lives so much easier around here, you know, stuff like that. Man, it feels so good to hear things like that. It's almost like getting, you know, it's almost getting one of the daily positive comments from Mythos on like every last one of my videos in the comments, you know. There's just, you know, it's something that happens all the time now, but it never loses its charm because it's always just such a day brightener. That's what I'm, you know, you get what I'm saying? And especially for someone like me who used to think absolutely nothing of themselves. So that's good. That is really good. So that's part of why they want to promote me, though, too, you know. And of course, I'll make all those self-deprecation jokes I'm good at, like, oh, come on, guys, I'm not that good. It's just that everyone else around here is so bad. I just look good in comparison, you know. It's actually, that's a joke on 2 levels, because I'm throwing shade at myself and everybody else. But okay. No, seriously though, there's a lot of great people around there. Some of them are just a little young and lazy. But that was once me. So, you know, and that's the other thing too. Like, I just turned 30. I had that big breakup earlier this year. I've moved. A lot of friends I used to talk to, I don't really talk to anymore. And I've made some new friends in the process. I got a new job. Like, my life is changing. A new chapter is beginning. And something about that, it just tells me that this is the right time to put a close on this, you know? Just something in the air, you know? It just confirms to me that I'm making the right choice here. And I know not everyone will agree. I know you guys enjoy watching my stuff. Well, some of you anyway, but at the same time, I hope you understand that I'm doing what's best for me, and I do feel bad. I really do. You know, it's part of why I've struggled with this, but this is something that I've kind of been considering for a while, you know. And, like, this has been on my mind since before the breakup, you know, since, like, yeah. You know, like, earlier this year when I realized I was gonna be 30 this year, I was like, oh my. Yeah. So, you know, I know 30 isn't that old, you know, but it does feel like such a significant number in someone's life. And when you consider the fact, if you want to do the math on it, I've lived 30 years and I've been doing this YouTube channel for about a sixth of that. So, yeah. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. but I enjoyed it. It's been great. I enjoyed this. Don't get me wrong. I never felt like this was some kind of burden. Now it's starting to feel a little more extra, like extra work, because since I have all that, I'm drained from the other work, this one becomes harder to do. And obviously I can't sacrifice that one. Without that one, I can't pay my bills and stuff. So this is the one that has to be put on the chopping block, sadly, because this one doesn't bring me any income, really. And of course, it was never really about that anyways. I was kind of doing it as a fun side hobby. And I was always thinking if it ever went anywhere cool, and for a while I did try, but I got bad with it, to be honest with you. I was wondering to myself, man, I don't know why people watch my shit anymore. Yes, I do. I know the reason why, because I pushed them away with all of my goddamn video pushing and spam. That's what it was, But, and I was like judging friendships off whether or not people were watching and stuff like that. Like, you're not someone's friend if you don't watch their videos. You are, however, an asshole if you lie about it, because that has happened. There'd be people that would be like, oh yeah, I'll check that out later and stuff like that, or just sit there and watch the stuff with me and pretend to enjoy it for the sake of my feelings. But frankly, deep down, I don't think they actually really cared, because they never, ever put the effort in to watch anything on their own time. It was only when we were hanging out. So, you know what I'm saying? And now, obviously, sometimes it can be a free time thing, but I'm talking about sometimes people would act like even something that's only 5 minutes long was too much, to get to. So, and I know who those people are, and frankly, they're ones that I have been slowly distancing myself from anyways. Not for that specifically. There's actually a multitude of reasons for it. It's just one little thing in a long list of reasons that they're actually not that pleasant of people to hang out with, when you really think about it. But that's besides the point. The point is, my life is changing, and along with that, other things have to change too. I've definitely over-explained this, but I want you guys to understand why. I don't want anyone to be mad, and because some people, they don't care about you as a person. They just see you as an entertainment machine, and they just expect you to just pump out the content like you're some kind of TV producer instead of a human with feelings. And realistically, it's hard. I'm not a machine. I'm not a robot. I don't have it in me anymore. I can't do both. I just can't. It's way too hard, if I'm being honest. And it's not that I don't want to. It's just hard. But I am going to try to squeeze at least one more year out of it. That's my plan. I want to go out with a bang. And, if the quality suffers a little bit, I apologize, but at least you're still getting the content, It's just because I'm tired, and with the editing, I've started doing, the bare minimum, the trims and stuff. I just don't have it in me for the other stuff anymore. Come to think of it, I actually talked to Funky Hurdles about this, too, and we were trying to discuss some ideas for the finale. And I wanted to do another final mega mix, but to be honest, he doesn't have it in him either anymore. That's the thing. He's grown tired too. His life is changing as well. And it's not that he's not making music anymore. He is. He's still making music. It's just that stuff like that is just hard to squeeze in now. You know what I mean? He actually did send me a track that he's been working on, which is a phenomenal track, very emotionally built. It's like a personal thing. And when I first heard it, I was like, whoa, this is amazing. And then I could totally make a music video out of this. This music would fit Plague Tale perfectly, but I'm not going to, because I don't want to commercialize on a song that was made out of that man's feelings. It's a very personal track he's working on, and I do hope that he shares it with the public, though, when it is done, because it is such a good track. Oh my God, it's good. I would love for you guys to be able to hear it, but that's not up to me. That's up to him. you know, even though Oversoul Gaming was a team thing, you know, for a while here too, and I still consider them part of it. Once I started working, a lot of the like collaborative stuff, I mean, the collaborative stuff for the most part kind of fell off anyways, with the exception of the few Dark Souls and Bloodborns here and there. But even now, like, that stuff is becoming harder to squeeze in because I work the graveyard shift, like 8 p.m. till 4 a.m. Everyone else works normal hours. So you know, when they're asleep, I'm awake and working. So, yeah, difficult. That's also why it's been hard to get these videos up at like 10 a.m. like I used to, because I'm usually asleep by that point and I don't have the tenacity anymore to really pre-prepare. There used to be a point where I had like the whole next 2 weeks worth of videos uploaded, scheduled, and ready to go public on their respective days. Now I'm just uploading that shit like maybe a day in advance. Because it's hard, man. I don't know how many times I need to say it. I'm saying it too much. But you're getting no Let's Play today, so that's why this video, this vlog, is going to be very chatty and all over the place. So now that I've spent a half hour talking about and explaining why I'm going to end the channel and apologizing and whatnot, now I want to talk about my plans. Well, I already did that. I talked about the plans for it, you know. But I'm so tired, guys. See, I can't even think. It's free taco night tonight at work. Yes, this video, if you're watching it on the day it was uploaded, was also recorded the day it was uploaded. Straight shot, straight from the phone, whatever. One shot vlog. But it's free taco night today at work. And I'm not looking forward to that because of reasons. Probably because I'll end up working the drive-thru, and our drive-thru, sometimes when people come through it really late at night, after midnight, they tend to often be on some level or another of intoxicity, and it makes them incapable of proper drive-thru etiquette. And let's just say that. You know, sometimes people will take a full minute and a half to decide what they want, and that hurts us because if it takes us more than 4 minutes to make the food or take the order, make the order, and send you on your way, then it reflects badly on us, unfortunately. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. Tonight's gonna suck. But anyways, I want to talk about what's coming up next, because Oversoul Gaming is not ending yet. You know, we still have, hopefully, another year of this nonsense, you know. We'll get there, you know. But maybe, you know, next year, though, like 2020, we may start, like, trimming stuff down. We may go back to focusing on one game at a time, and it may not even be 3 episodes a week. It may just be 2. We might just do one game at a time, 2 episodes a week. See how I feel with that, and we'll go from there. Maybe. And since I have Mondays and Tuesdays off, Mondays and Tuesdays are my days off. Since I have those off, what I'm probably going to do is I'll probably flip my upload times to Wednesdays and Fridays. Maybe. I don't know. Either be Mondays and Wednesdays, or Wednesdays and Fridays, or Mondays and Fridays. No, that's too close together. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But the idea is that in order to be able to continue to do both, at least for a year, I'll have to trim down some things on this end, and also so that I can start working behind the scenes on some of the finale stuff as well, you know, because that's important. And okay. Oh, it was a stretch. My back hurts. My back shouldn't hurt like this. I'm only 30. Oh, okay. So let's talk about the plans for the next coming weeks, all right? Let's move on to some happier news. Let's tell you what you got to look coming forward to, because things ain't changing yet. For now, it's going to stay the same. At least until the end of this year, the normal Oversoul Gaming upload schedule will continue, you know? So, you know, you got more Last of Us coming this Friday, of course. And then, Next week we start this little like interactive thriller movie called Erica. You know, it's like one of those live action games, which is really more like a movie you control. And this one even more so, because it's not like the other ones I played, like The Bunker and The Shape-Shifting Detective, where it's like a point and click adventure game, and you're like going from room to room talking to people, and they're just like sitting there in a loop while you're doing dialogue and stuff. No, this one, like, it keeps you going. It doesn't give you super long to make dialogue choices before they make them themselves, you know, because it wants the story to keep going. And it works, it plays entirely with the touchpad on the DualShock 4 controller, or an app on your phone, but whatever. So it's all about like moving a little cursor around and just looking at stuff. Pretty cool. It's a murder mystery thriller. I think you guys will like it. And then after that, we're going to start a Let's Play of a new horror game that came out earlier this year on PC, but just came out on PS4, called Close to the Sun. It's a spiritual successor to Sunless Sea, but plays completely different. Whereas Sunless Sea was a like kind of top-down strategy survival thing where you're like moving a ship through like dangerous waters, and you have to like watch out for like pirates and sea monsters and stuff like that. This one is different. This is a game that's actually more similar to BioShock. It's an alternate history where Nikola Tesla actually succeeded in building the laboratory that he wanted to build, because in real life he couldn't pay the mortgage on it. It had to be demolished before it was finished. But in this alternate history, he succeeded, and like he gets a bunch of loyal followers to join him on this ship called the Helios in the middle of the ocean. And like one of the people that joins is your character's sister. And your character is an investigative journalist, and she receives this letter from her sister inviting her to the Helios, but once she gets there, everything has gone to hell. Everything looks spooky and scary, and something bad clearly happened. So, you know, a la BioShock. But the developers said in an interview that that even though there's a lot of similarities with BioShock, they actually drew most of their inspirations from games like Soma, Layers of Fear, and Outlast. And I was like, ooh, purchase please. So, yeah. That sounds awesome. I'm looking forward to playing that one. It's a, there's no combat from what I read, you know, it's stealth-based and stuff like that, but it's also not like a horror game in the sense of what we're used to with the oohs and the ahs and the ooga boogas and shit, you know, like in the, they say it's more of like an atmospheric horror game similar to Soma, you know, and they'll do things like there'll be a trail of blood that you follow, and you'll be like, oh no, it like builds up the tension, like what's at the end of this, and then you turn the corner, it's just a can of paint, you know, stuff like that. So I'm definitely looking forward to playing that. And yeah, so that's basically what I wanted to cover, guys. I just wanted to kind of like spill my guts out today about the whole wanting to retire YouTube thing, because truly it has to happen, because I don't know. I mean, I know me and I know my life better than anyone else possibly could, and I'm telling you, there's no way in hell I can keep doing this and maintain my job outside of home for much longer. You know, I'm going to try my hardest to squeeze another year out of this, and that's for you guys, you know. Honestly, if I had my way, I would probably just up and stop, you know, like some people have done, but I thought about it, and I'm like, that made me really sad when that happened. I don't want to do that. I don't, you know, plus I hate it when a show I'm watching and really enjoying just gets canceled and just ends. Like, come on, man, write an ending, you know? So I'm going to write an ending to Oversoul Gaming. Oversoul Gaming is going to get a proper ending. It's not just going to abruptly end. We're going to give it a grand finale, an actual final season, so to speak. So, anyways, so that's my piece. Thank you guys for listening and understanding. I hope this. No, I know this news will come as really disappointing to a lot of you, but like I said, I hope you get it. You know, it's, you know, I've tossed it around in my head over and over and over and considered a bunch of things. But here's the other thing: I am probably going to reboot the channel. So what's going to happen is after it ends, I'll let it sit for the rest of 2020 until like the end of the year, you know, and then in 2021, what I'll do is I will reboot I will take all of my content from my no commentary channel and my Final Fantasy no commentary channel, merge it all together, upload and re-upload it to this channel, and have it like rebooted as a new Oversoul Gaming no commentary channel. Because you know what's crazy? People will watch live streams and people will watch like no commentary playthroughs of things, but Let's Plays, the ones where people are like, which is basically a live stream with editing. When you think about it, a Let's Play is nothing more than a pre-recorded live stream. It's the same concept. But for some reason, those are the ones that people have grown tired of and just don't want to watch anymore. But it is kind of an oversaturated market, isn't it? Like every third YouTuber is trying Let's Plays. You know, these days you really have to bring something new to the table, you know. And I don't know, I just don't really have that. I know a lot of you say you watch and enjoy my stuff for my personality. I'm so grateful for that. But at the same time, you know, I don't know. Like I said, my heart's just not fully in it anymore. I'm ready to be done. That's just all there is to it. And it's sad, it really is. But at the same time, it's been a good run. You know what I'm saying? God, this is harder than I thought it would be. You know, it's not so much that like it's hard for me, because like I want to be done with it. You know, I'm looking forward to the ending, but at the same time, I'm so afraid of disappointing you guys. You know, I'm afraid of upsetting you guys because I know you enjoyed this. You know. But you are definitely going to get an actual ending. I can promise you that. Oh, and another thing I'll promise you, because some people will be very pissed if I don't. We will definitely play Dead Space 3 before this channel ends. I will not let Oversoul Gaming end without Dead Space 3. In fact, I'll probably make it the next replay after The Last of Us, just to guarantee that it gets out there before it's too late. So, don't worry about that. You know who you are. All right? We'll definitely get that one. But, yeah, so that's all I had. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your understanding. Thank you for sitting through this long-ass vlog video, but you get no Let's Play today. It's the only thing, so enjoy. And look forward to the new content starting next week with Erica, and when we're done with that, we'll play Close to the Sun, and so on and so forth, see where we go from there. Look forward to the Top 10 Games of 2019 video coming at the end of this year. It's going to be a toughie. And as per usual, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Whatever your thoughts are, give them to me unfiltered. You know, if you agree with me and you think this is best, then let me know. If you're pissed off and you want to yell at me, feel free to. You know, just whatever you want in the comments, do it. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave it a like. Unless, of course, it pissed you off that I'm ending and you're all depressed and shit now and angsty, then go ahead and dislike it too. That works just as well. At least I'll get an idea for your feelings. And, yeah. Sorry, I'm not trying to make light of it. Just comedy is the only way I know how to deal with tragedy. Where was I going with this? Oh, right, outro. Duh. And as always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you possibly on another day, definitely at another time, and likely in another video. Okay, goodbye.